Welcome to Midweek Service provided by the Church Sound Podcast. This is our version of tech news with your host, Prentice Thompson. Have you ever wondered, how do I mic a drum set, or what about getting audio to my live stream? We're here for you. This is tech news, new product reviews, and everything you need to know about what you need to know. Welcome to Midweek Service. Good day, good people, and welcome to another edition of the Church Sound Podcast, Midweek Service. I'm your humble host, Mr. Prentice Thompson. And what we're going to talk about today is something that people had found very, very confusing. Is what is a TS cable and what is a TRS cable? And what does that mean? And why is that important for me to know? As an engineer, as a tech person, well, we have to, in audio, in any sort of media, you're connecting one piece of equipment to another. It doesn't happen in the air. There's always some type of connection going on, and understanding the different types of connection allows you to make the best selection for your connection. That rhymed. That sounds pretty good. So let me share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you what a TS connection is and what a TRS connection and what it looks like. Here's a TS connection. TS, tip, sleeve. See, tip, sleeve, tip, sleeve. TRS is tip, ring, sleeve. See it? Tip, ring, sleeve. Now, why is it important for you to understand that? Well, your TS cables or your TS connectors are generally used for mono, unbalanced signal. Quarter-inch cables are commonly used for guitar cables, or connecting a guitar to an amplifier, or connecting an interface coming out of your auxiliary. Those would be your TS connections, connecting a pedal board, or connecting a keyboard, which is the unbalanced TS output out of a keyboard into a DI box, which we'll get into later, or an instrument input for a mixer. Your TRS cables would be a balanced cable. Your TS is an unbalanced cable, right? And we'll get into balance and unbalance and probably in our next training. Now, TRS cables can be used for mono signals as well as stereo signals. A good example of that, if you're sending the output from an auxiliary single mono output to an audio interface, that will be a mono signal. Unless you were sending two signals as a stereo feed, meaning you would use auxiliary 1 and 2 as your stereo feed, and you can link them in your mixer however you do it. Your headphones receive a TRS input, which means it has 3 contact points, which means you're listening to it in pure stereo. Now, connecting a stereo output to a stereo input, you will use a TRS. You cannot connect a stereo output to a stereo input with a TS cable because it's only going to see one side. Okay, so you gotta have to understand that. And what do I mean by that? Your TRS cables, because it has 2 conductors, a positive or negative and a ground connecting to the cable, tip, ring, sleeve, it is less susceptible to voltage noise or any kind of interference. TS cable is an unbalanced cable, which means it has 1 conductor, 1 positive, and a ground. Okay, so I'm going to show you the cabling real quick. I'm going to share my screen real quick with you so you can see this. Here's your balanced cable. These are going to your sleeves. Tip, ring, sleeve, and your ground. 1 conductor on your unbalanced cabling. So your TS, TRS. All right. So do some research, try it out, and you'll see a big difference when you select the right cables for the right job. It's like using a Phillips head as opposed to a flathead. You have to know when to use the right screwdriver for the job. So I hope this was helpful. Hope this wasn't too far over your head. But if you have questions, you can definitely email us at the Church Sound Podcast. And if you need some help at your church, some consultation work help, you can hit us up at invisibleministry.com. That's invisibleministry.com for all your needs. Go to the contact page, leave your information, and someone will get back to you. So I hope this was impactful. I hope this wasn't too far over your head, and I hope you were able to get it. And like I always say, see you in the Matrix next time on Midweek Service.